Hi everyone, Adrienne here. I am spending some time out in the garden. I wanted to also make a very important correction in case you saw my previous video. I had mistakenly told you that the ratio of the spray for powdery mildew was 3:1 water to hydrogen peroxide, and I was completely wrong. Please do not do that. That is for if you are oxygenating your soil. That's what you're watering a plant that needs that with. The spray that goes directly on there is actually a big difference. It is 9 parts water to 1 part hydrogen peroxide. Do not spray too much of it as well, but make sure that you do not do that ratio. I am so sorry. I'm in the middle of having it edited and I don't know how long that's going to take on there, so I just wanted to add that as a very important update. So what other things am I doing today? I am of course doing some weeding, you know, the life of a gardener. Little bits here and there. We did a lot of work in the front yard yesterday. Lots of weeding as well. Trimming. It's looking much better. Definitely doing some of the weeding that I told you I was doing before. And I am also trying to figure out where I'm going to relocate this. It is a dwarf spirea, the double play doozy. Now, I have had this here for a while. It's not dying, but apparently it is a part sun to sun plant. And so I thought, well, it'll be fine in sun then. Well, this particular area, which is right near where all of the other plants love this kind of heat, this is not liking the afternoon and evening heat. And so I'm thinking a better place for this might be in place of these asters, which I'm pretty certain it's definitely a rabbit or a squirrel, I don't know, but it's definitely doing something, because if it was just bugs taking the vines, or like a vine borer, bugs just eating these stems, we would probably see at least some remnants of these aster leaves, and all the leaves are gone, probably nommed up by something. So I'm thinking this one I could try to save somewhere, but we also don't have a great way to keep the rabbits out right now. I could try some pepper out here. You know, you don't want too much pepper, but you could put some cayenne pepper out on the soil. But you know what? I'm not really sure that I'm going to keep this. The other one might be salvageable. That's right over here. This one at least has some leaves, but maybe if I move this one closer to the patio, they might be a little less inclined to, I don't know, to eat them. I don't know. If I lose them, I lose them. That's okay. Gotta train. So yes, I do think that since this side of this longer bed happens to be more of a part sun area, about this half and over, I do think I'm going to try and put that dwarf spirea over here and see how it does. It's strong enough to move, and I will have some space when I take that aster out. And since I'm planning on putting a shrub here, I will probably be moving these Shasta daisy shoots, because the shrub is going to get about 3 feet wide or so and nice and full. And I think these are a little crowded anyway, and they need spaced out now that they're tall enough to do so. Bye-bye, aster. Another thing my sister said it could have been some kind of hornworm just devouring this. Everything else around it seems untouched. It's just the 2 asters that were there. So the upside to this plant was it was kind of hard to move from its other place, which at least means I'm not dealing with a weak plant root wise. And hopefully if it enjoys its new place with a lot less heat, then maybe it'll come back and start looking the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to do some cleaning up of this singe mess, and I'll keep you updated on it. Alright, so the next thing I'm trying to decide is what I'm going to put here. I think maybe I should bring some of the hollyhocks that are crowded in here and just bring them all the way to the edge of the patio, because I considered putting the Shasta daisies in this little patch, and I realized Shasta daisies are toxic to dogs, while everything else I've got in this spot, it's not toxic, and it's a little bit close to the patio for me to be comfortable putting something like that there. So I'm thinking that's going to be hollyhocks, and I will try and find a different place to put some of the Shasta daisies. So very excited. We have our first sunflower starting to open. This is the busy bee sunflower, and it is about, I would call that almost 4 feet tall. And they tend to get 4 to 5 feet tall, so a little bit more manageable. But so excited! This is my first year trying to grow hollyhocks. They won't bloom until next year. And as you can see, some of the mistakes that I made was I did more than one seeding, which kind of made them uneven in their growth. And of course that means some of them are way too shaded. Some of them are really just starting. So I want to remember that I have a little bit of room out here, but not a lot. I may end up having to pot some of these and see if I can put them somewhere else or give them away, because they really need enough space to stay aerated, but also so they can grow as much as they need to. So I'm gonna have to make some decisions here. I just looked this up. I need I need at least 18 inches apart. This is not going to work. And as the beginner's dilemma, I don't want to get rid of any of them. Oh my gosh. But I have to space them out somehow. Oh. You know what? I will probably just pot them and either give them away, or I may have to just say bye to some of them if I don't find another place. Oh gosh, I hate this part. I do this to myself every year with something, though. Oh dear. Well, it's only a problem if you say it's a problem, right? I don't have a problem, everybody else has a problem. Sister, where do you want more hollyhocks?
Everywhere.
Okay, because I need you to want more hollyhocks. 3 hours later. Alright guys, I have to say goodbye to these hollyhocks. And it's not because there's not a place for hollyhocks. It's because the very place I would put hollyhocks already has a ton of hollyhocks. And I'm going to have to space these out when they get big enough too. So, that's one of the losses. So this is the result of spacing them out slightly more properly. Some of these are not happy that I moved them. If they struggle in the next few days to the point of not perking up, I will probably take some from that other spot I showed you that has hollyhocks growing and replace some of these. I didn't have to move a lot that stayed here, but I did have to remove many that didn't. So, and I also moved a coneflower that was too close to this other coneflower, so that wasn't getting enough sun, and it should get a lot more here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will probably be outside again tomorrow or the next day, depending on the weather, and I'll be back with some more silly stuff I'm trying to do in my garden. Have a good one.